Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of Let's Learn the Mods. Today I am basically going to show you the end result of the system I've been trying to build up to for you guys. So quite a bit to set up, and I'm sure you want to know like how I did it, what it's for, and everything. And I will explain that. Okay, to get started, I hooked up everything to an ME system like last time. I also upgraded the farm to its to full capacity, which is essentially an emerald upgrade in each thing. You need a harvester on either side. Over here, we have another harvester also with an emerald upgrade, and in the center we have a planter with an emerald upgrade that increases it from a 1 radius to essentially a 12 radius. So basically 13 blocks from where the planter is where the farm ends. So that's a pretty wide radius of trees, as you can see, and like this can barely keep up. There's just so many trees. So after that I added a ton of coal coke ovens. I have no idea if this is even enough. Let's see. How's our wood levels? Yeah, see, we're still gaining wood, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have like 40 coal coke ovens. That's pretty ridiculous. On top of that, we have it importing creosote oil into the system, as well as charcoal, which the coke ovens produce over time. It literally costs nothing to produce the charcoal. From there, we have all the saplings and apples being used up to make fuel. We squeeze the apples. They get imported into the system. Currently, fluid ducts from thermal expansion don't seem to be working with multi-blocks, so keep that in mind when you're doing this. This is why I used fluid import buses from extra cells, and as well as fluid export buses. We're storing all our fluids in here. So what we do is we import juice into the system, and then we take the juice out and then put it into the fermenter along with oak saplings and fertilizer. The reason we're using juice is because 1, we're naturally creating it, and 2, it increases the yield of biomass. After that, we further remove the biomass from the things using import buses, and then we export it into our stills. What our stills do is essentially they turn the biomass that we have into an even stronger form of fuel called ethanol, which we then take and put into the steam boiler. I haven't started it up yet because we haven't produced enough ethanol as of now. I also made another steam boiler for creosote oil. This is a liquid fuel firebox right here. This is also another liquid fuel firebox. I use the aqueous accumulators to collect water. Basically, you put water on all sides except the front, and then you hook up fluid ducts to them, and then you lead them into the fireboxes down there. And then I'm exporting the steam, or importing the steam into the system via import buses, fluid import buses. And I'm exporting charcoal from the system, which is being made from the coal coke ovens. And then when I import the steam, I export it to these. They're called steam turbines. What these do is they produce EU for steam. A lot of EU, I might add, quite a bit. I do like 1 per steam tower, so long as they're like high pressure and they're 4 high and 3 by 3 wide. The furthest you can go up is 4. I believe the smallest is 1. You can actually do a 1 size, so it's really up to you, but I prefer just going all out. I also have the steam going into these engines. Unfortunately, the engines aren't running at the moment due to the fact that these are consuming all the steam. So what I could do is I could break that. There we go. Now the engine should run along with just one of these housings. So that's going to help create fuel, and then we'll be able to get this third one up and running. I'm Same thing here, I'm using export buses and moving the steam into there. How you designate what liquid you want is basically like this. You get something that's containing it. For example, steam bottle. You can bottle steam by just tossing a bottle into there if you want. And then you take it out of there, you put it into the export bus and say, I want this. So it'll basically, whatever's bottled, it'll take out of the system. And then you can up how much it moves at a time by pressing this. Like, you can start off at by 20 millibuckets a tick, which is frankly not that much. 250, which is literally like a fourth of a bucket, and then 1,000 millibuckets, which is an entire bucket. Okay, well, and we're running out of power due to the fact that we only have one steam turbine going. We actually need two, because this AE system is rather large because of all these cables and importing and exporting and all that, as well as power being taken up over here. Yeah, so we are consuming quite a bit of power. We have the MFSUs here, which essentially store all the power, any excess power we have, it stores. It outputs at 2048 EU per tick, so if you're going to put an industrialcraft engine on directly onto an MFSU output line, I would highly advise to step down the voltage with either extreme, or with either with transformers. That'll allow it to be a usable voltage. For example, we can go into the industrialcraft page and look at electric furnace, which is 32 EU per tick max. So, and this is 2048. So you gotta watch that. Every other machine that really is an industrialcraft doesn't really care. Like the ME system does not care that it's outputting that much. Neither does the minefactory reloaded stuff or anything. But it's mainly just the industrialcraft and the Greg Tech stuff that cares about that. And it looks like you are unhappy. So yeah, unfortunately we're not producing quite enough steam at the moment, but that's just how it is. In fact, we should probably cut this cable right here. But yeah, that's essentially the entire build. All these can kind of be left to go forever, essentially. So long as you're producing enough charcoal at a time. You know, I think we can even increase the importing by this. Check this out. See, this is full right now. So let's increase the amount it imports. So let's see, what are we doing right now? Let's increase that, increase that. Now this is gonna use a lot more power, so keep that in mind. But it's gonna literally pull like steam out of here like really quickly. Oh, you know, now I think about it, let's make it an energy cell so we can watch this happen. Alright, there we go. That should turn back on. There we go. And then, alright, we're doing steam fast enough. Let's remove two of those. I think this, yeah, this is even removing it fast enough with just one. Yeah, that's fast enough with just one. So this will start going again. Unfortunately, this stopped due to the fact that we ran out of energy. But essentially, when you get all this up and running, it's super self-sufficient. Yeah, that's basically where I wanted to go with all this. So I'm going to end the video here, and we'll continue our industrialcraft coverage at a later time. This is just one of our advanced builds that I've been planning on doing for you guys. So I'll see you all later.